No. Spy Kids Armageddon is directed by Robert Rodriguez, stars Connor Astern, Everly Carganelli, her, Zachary Levi, Gina Rodriguez, and Billy Magnuson, and tells the story of when the children of the world's greatest secret agents unwittingly help a powerful game developer unleash a computer virus that gives him control of all technology. They must become spies themselves to save their parents and the world. Hello, you beautiful movie lovers. My name is Louis. Movie fandom, as you know me as. And today we are talking about Spy Kids Armageddon, which is the fifth movie in the Spy Kids franchise that has been going since 2001. 22 years later, this has released, which Robert Rodriguez made them for his kids, and babies, and now he's making them with his kids for babies, and I just watched it, and, I don't know if you can tell right now, but it's very hard to tell, but, I did not like this movie one bit. I hated this movie. I despised this movie. I genuinely hated this movie so much. Oh my god. And I'm gonna talk about it. First off, from a Robert Rodriguez film, the CGI is terrible. To be exact, it is by far not better than the other two movies that have recently released from this franchise. It was bad by all means, but it wasn't awful. And then we get to the third act. I'm not gonna say it, but, let's just say video games meet Robert Rodriguez. Well, to be exact, that would be, his combo already, just if he made it worse. It is not good. I'm surprised, if you know how, movie directors like Martin Scorsese, talk about MCU movies, and how they're just roller coaster rides, that there's just nothing about it. Well, think of a roller coaster ride with this movie just as a CGI boring mess. And I know they're not going to talk about it because it's from Robert Rodriguez, who, even though I love joking about him as well as many other people, I can't help but have respect for the guy, honestly. He didn't make these movies for his kids, and that is actually kind of sweet. And also the way he makes his movies are actually pretty talented, in my opinion. He does a lot of the work himself to save on budget. Honestly, that is very clever, and even though as much as I love to shit on the guy, I will admit he's very talented, and admittedly he has turned out some really good movies, From Dusk Till Dawn, Alita Battle Angel, and Sin City, which are by far his best works, especially Sin City, which is by far his magnum opus. The problem with these kind of movies, particularly these kids movies, which I wouldn't even call them kids movies, I'd call them baby movies, because, at least a movie that knows its target demographic actually puts in effort. Yeah. Also, the script in this is terrible. This is also by Rodriguez as well as, his son, Racer, which, if I'm not mistaken, is basically from the ideas of his son for Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which, I have what I feel like to be a very interesting history with that, if you will. I may go into it some other time, but, yeah. Also, the acting in this movie is really bad. Even though they're kids and they are young, I don't blame them for their performance. In fact, I blame the direction, and that is mostly on Rodriguez. And once again, I'm not trying to be a dick, even though I did say I love shitting on the guy. What I mean is obviously by joking, but admittedly, the guy looks awesome. He looks very kind in real life. But honestly, the direction he takes his actors are terrible. Also, the sibling dynamic in it is really bad. Even with the first movie, even with how terrible the actors were in that, at least they have some sort of chemistry with them. They felt like, actors that are actually trying to portray siblings, even though that was terribly handled. At least it was tried. This movie is terrible. The only dynamic I felt like was with Zachary Levi and Gina Rodriguez, who I wouldn't say are the best in this movie. They are pretty bad, but they are by far the best performances in the entire movie. By far. Also, the villain in this movie is really boring, and it's just to deliver a message, which, can I just say, is the most stupidest message ever. Where basically the entire message is, if you want to stop a nuclear war, genuinely, just give them a hug. That is... They don't really mention it they don't say it like that, but, yeah. That is basically what they say, Jesus Christ. Also, my biggest issue with this movie is, it is boring. Boring. This movie is 90 minutes long, and it felt like it went on forever. It's so predictable. In fact, they literally copied the first movie, and unlike Someone Says is a remake off the first film, it is basically a remake. No, it isn't. It isn't. It's literally copying it, just in a different way. Which, yes, is a remake also, but this is so lazy. Oh my god. Genuinely, it is so boring. This movie is painfully boring. The writing, acting, everything. It's the entire dynamic of this movie. Everything off it is as talented as concrete mixed with paint and put it with a bunch of dog piss. I know I am getting angry with this. And yes, I may be unintentional with this. But even that, with my anger, I am not making sense anymore, aren't I? I'll leave it at this, because I don't want to talk about this movie at all right now. Overall, Spy Kids Armageddon is a painfully dull, boring, dry, and overall just terrible movie. Do not watch this, please. Just watch something else. Something good. In fact, watch one of Rodriguez's good movies. In fact, if you haven't already, I'd recommend watching Sin City, which is really good. I mean, genuinely. I mean, here, let me just show you, real quickly. Where is it? Where? I'll leave it at this now. Yeah, Spy Kids Armageddon gets an F. So, those are my thoughts on Spy Kids Armageddon. What did you think of this movie? Did you love it, hate it? Let's agree, disagree down below in the comments. Come on, tell me. Yeah, sorry for that. I thought I had the Sin City Blu-ray, if you were wondering. I kept on saying that, but, maybe I do, just my eyesight is wrong right now. I may look later. Yeah, I'll stop now. But yeah, so, yeah, my review for the new Paw Patrol movie is coming tomorrow. And hopefully Cassandra, if I am able to see it. I really want to, because I'm really looking forward to watching that. And as soon as I do, I'll review it for you guys. You lucky bastards. But yeah, that's it right now. Yeah, sorry for my unintentional anger, or intentional, if you will. Yeah. Stay awesome.